Thank you, Maddie. I am the last thing standing in between you and collaborating with all of those folks you talked about. I'm going to use notes here, but I apologize. I'm not going to do a PowerPoint presentation for you. You can thank me later. Couple of things. Everybody received a book and some information on the page. I know that after amazing presentations for Lisa and Teresa, you're ready to get out there and start talking about ecosystems. And listening to their presentations, I didn't get a copy of their presentation, but it's amazing how much the synergies tie together. So what I want to do is talk a little bit about context, about the exciting things that are going on with Brandworkz today, our approach to the dam and the ecosystem that they shared, and also ask some industry questions from my teammates here. They'll get up and ask some questions that most of you should know if you've spent as much time in the industry as some of you have, and they'll have a prize for you as well. So I'm going to jump right into it. As I said, I'm following some great content. So I want to just share some of the exciting things that are happening within Brandworkz. So over 20 years ago, Brandworkz started serving the dam industry. And through that whole process, it has grown and continued to morph and evolve, as they mentioned. 2015, not 15 years ago, 2015, Spinakr, a full marketing and technology agency, became their North American agent. Why? Because we were creating content, and as we all know, friends don't let friends store creative assets in a shared folder. Right? You just don't let it do it. That's the whole reason we're here. The whole reason we're here is so yes, there's some technology that needs to be used to not have shared folders and assets that are created by your team not be able to be found. So we embarked on that relationship. 8 years later, our marketing portfolio grew in such a way, creating all that content that we had on the left, that it just made sense for us to formalize our relationship, and Spinakr acquired Brandworkz in March of this year. So we're pretty excited about that, which led us to be the platinum sponsor today, to come out and make a big splash and jump in the water to share our overall ecosystem and how that impacts our clients. Our clients now enjoy untethered access to a full marketing agency and the technology necessary to connect the dots. That way you as the customer aren't standing in the middle with people pointing, that's not working, that's not working. Well, it's them, it's them, it's them, it's them. No, it's us in such a way that we can help you integrate the technologies and get the most out of those creative assets that are being created. This means everything from creative design, content, social media, event management, everything that goes into the elements that you produce and store, which leads me to my topic of dam, don't let your assets go there to die. You want that entire ecosystem to support not only the inflows, but the outflows of that asset and it being used and used appropriately. So I'm changing up my story here a little bit because I'm tying it into the ecosystem scenario because it's so prevalent. We at Spinakr have long been the middle child. How can we help? How can we help you get what you need? How can we help you understand what the actual problem is? How can we tell you, no, it's not just a Band-Aid fix. This team over here needs to realize how important this team is to ensure that you get what you need. So we've spent our time making sure that it's not about technology. It's about the overall process that you're trying to accomplish when you deploy an asset, whenever you create an integration, when you create a plugin or a connection point. Some people think of DAM, back to the product side, as a secure and online place to store assets. Some think of it as a searchable place to find assets versus it being buried somewhere and dying. Some people think of it as dynamic templating, being able to go through and change it and edit it and not have to call somebody. Some people think of it as an approval workflow, audit, depending on the industry that you're in. Of course, it should be all of those things, but it can't just sit there. As Teresa showed in the center circle of her diagram, that's just one piece. We believe that the overall marketing strategy and business strategy, as you step back to slow down, to speed up, and understand, what does that team need? By doing that, you elevate the importance of your dam. You elevate to the executive. I think Kristen's talking about it at the end of the day, elevating to the executive team getting those yeses that Lisa talked about, those people with the money and the big projects, to see that your dam, your technology, is important and is a key element to that overall strategy of those assets. Everything from the creative idea or request to the proper storage and findability. I don't know if anybody else has keyed that word. It's one of my favorite. And assets getting to the right person, not just willy-nilly out there for all to see, the right people in the right group based on roles. And developing the integration of the applications to ensure that that asset is flowing all the way through the dam, not just stopping there. A librarian could say, yay, I got the asset, it's metadata and tagged, it's findable, it's in the system, I did my job, high five. But to the termite idea, it has to be a part of the entire ecosystem and get it out to the organization, out to that salesperson who is using the old logo, out to that marketing team that's created a one-off thing to go to the next conference because they couldn't find or didn't want to ask. So creating that flow and business process to ensure that your asset is being leveraged, that was created and so intently, is where Spinakr and Brandworkz together can bring that sense to our clients, to our potential clients, and to the overall ecosystem here in the dam industry. So that sounds all great in theory. We've got some examples where we've actually proven that and keyed one of the elements of our association and our acquisition. You know, we've got a global pool company. They have multiple brands. They have tentacles all over the globe to be able to help clean, maintain, and service swimming pools, which we all love. Especially those of us who live in the heat and on a regular basis, the swimming pool is a key element. We do everything from their asset management, their print design, their 3D design, their asset flow through their dam, all the way out to each of their partners, ensuring that the asset doesn't die in the dam. And that all started with a Brandworkz admin whose job was to get things in, metadata and tagged, and then immediately it flowed through the organization to the point where, if there's any admins out there, she got an award for the #1 application at the company. They sent her on a trip for 2 to Cabo before COVID. So just know that you can actually make DAM a relevant portion of your whole marketing strategy, elevating the importance and getting visibility across their company. That immediately turned, because of that visibility, into her saying, hey, wait, don't you guys do this too? We do. And we now provide all of that marketing agency process and integration into all their business applications at that one location. Next, we also have a global health provider. Many of you would know the name, but I'm not going to say it. They had to integrate with multiple different printers that had multiple different systems and get it triggered through Brandworkz into their areas based on the type of print job that's needed by a period of time. Integrating a bunch of printers, if you've spent any quality time with printers, you realize that that industry loves to go as slow as that elephant. Getting them, some of them could only receive an email. Some of them can use FTP. Some of them could use, they still offered fax, and we said no. But being able to slow down and say, what do you need, Mr. Printer? What do you need, Mr. Printer? And what does this association need to be able to provide it to you so you can grow your business with them and they can meet their deadlines? Being able to stop and not just have that product focus of it's just a dam, right, gave us the opportunity to better serve that client. And finally, a global real estate firm. We all love those for the corporate real estate, especially now during COVID when people are going back to work or being forced back to work or going back into the office. And as I think Maddie said, be out without a mask. They had to integrate with their stock photography firm, right? Might be one of them here. I don't know. They had to be able to let all these buyers go out and buy all the stock photography that they had. Most of them used it once, put it on their hard drive, stayed there. No corporate asset, but corporate paid. So we helped them design and architect an integration to allow us to scrape that stock photography site, bring it in, metadata tag it, and put it in the right folder at Brandworkz so the entire company could get it. An asset that gave them a return on investment that blew away their Brandworkz renewal cost. The return on investment was so big, they wanted to talk about multiple items and multiple elements of how we could provide because we were able to solve that business problem. So if I've left you with nothing else, I think that elevating the dam into every other type of thing that you're going to see today. I've heard AI, I heard integrations and plugins and those elements. Taking it away from just being a dam and a product is exactly what the market is driving. The finance people with the budgets don't want you to have a single line item for SaaS. They want you to have a business value that's showing a return. So when there's a renewal, it's an afterthought. It's, are we growing? What divisions can we put on? What other things can we add? How can we get it out of this little entity that we have and grow it within the organization? Which is great news for all the providers that are out in the hallway here, which I highly encourage you to go spend some time with. I would be remiss if I didn't take a hot second and talk about some of the functionality about Brandworkz. We look at things instead of from a digital asset management, like the sign says, we're a brand asset management. Your brand is the most important piece. And if it's not getting out, it's going to a dam to die. So we encourage folks to look at their brand or their asset, not by industry, but by the importance of what that asset can deliver and use it as a corporate asset for all the organizations versus just one. That brand management ideals sit on top of a world-class dam, providing dynamic templates so people can actually self-manage, even if they can't spell and design. They can go through in the interface and be able to allow them to make changes versus call you and say, can you add a period? Can you change this sentence? They can make those changes where you can lock things down so they can't mess it up. Approval workflow so you can have audit capabilities to ensure who made what recommendations and how it was approved. Logo finder, allowing your end users to find the right logo. You need a white logo for a black background. And brand guidelines so you can use the brand guidelines in a fashion where they're not just hidden. They're not just a document that no one uses or a partner goes through and tries to find, so they can get the right logos or the right information out. And I would love to sit up here and talk about functionality, but I would much rather you come meet my team here in booth number 1 and talk all about the Brandworkz functionality and how it can serve you with a larger ecosystem view. So my job was to bring us back home and to get us to the vendor exhibition outside. But before I do that, I'd like to introduce my team because, of course, as with you, in every ecosystem, you can't do it by yourself. So I'm going to introduce each one of my team. They're going to ask a question. If you've spent any time in the dam industry, you should know some of these questions. If not, you'll be wowed by them. They're going to read you a multiple choice question. You're going to raise your hand, and I'm going to have help back there for you to get your answer, and they're going to provide a prize to you. So if you guys will stand up, let me introduce you. By the way, they look just like me, right? Brand, right? All right, so I'm going to give them a microphone. You going to make this hot for me? Oh, it's hot. Look at that. All right, first, this is Guy. He's a key account manager. He's based here in London. What's a fun fact about Guy?
Just got married.
Just got back from his honeymoon.
Thank you very much. So I'm going to do my best Jeremy Paxman impression. I won't be mean to you if you get it wrong, though. So the question number 1 is, what was the size of the digital asset management market in 2022? It's multiple choice. So we've got A, 2.2 billion, 3.2 billion, 4.2 billion, or $5.2 billion. Anyone want to hazard a guess? I have a source here, but I think I'll probably
Any
believe
guesses?
you.
All right here.
D, 5.2 billion. No, that's incorrect. Sorry.
Oh, right there in the back.
B, 3.2.
No. It's a 50-50 now.
Right here in the back.
4, yeah, correct. Well done. There you go. That's your prize.
And the source?
The source is globalnewswire.com.
What do you think, Teresa?
A trusted source, I'm
You throwing
sure.
the flag?
All right, thank you very much.
Perfect. All right. Next is Neil. Neil runs. He's a head of sales and new business, also based here in London. Actually, not London. Right.
Close enough, yeah. Cotswolds. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm the only person that spoke that didn't go to the park. So So go ahead.
Great. So my question is along similar lines. What is it predicted that the digital asset management market will be in 5 years' time, in 2028? So again, may well be exaggerated, but We'll find out in 2028. Is it A, 7.6 billion, B, 8.7 billion, C, 9.8 billion, or D, 10.9 billion? And the source is markets and markets.com. B. There we go. Bingo.
Winner!
Congratulations.
All right, so that was account management and sales, and we all know that the rubber meets the road with true project managers, delivery, and support leaders. That's Ursh.
Hi. So I've got question number 3. Of the top 100 brands, what percentage of them use the color blue in their logos? Okay. So A, 26%, B, 33%, C, 40%, and D, 51%. No.
Right.
Sorry, lady in the white top? C. No. Yes? Yes, it is. B. Thank you very much.
What was the answer again?
33%.
33%. All right. Next up is Nate. He runs the North American delivery practice for Brandworkz at Spinakr, now the larger company, as well as global for all the marketing needs. If you need those creative needs, he's also here in the booth. So take it away, Nate.
All right. On average, how much does Coca-Cola spend each year on branding? A, 1 billion, B, 1.5 billion, C, 2.3 billion, or D, 4 billion? D, 4 billion. That's correct.
All right, and last but not least, we have to have a strategy. You have to know the direction. So Harry's our head of product. He handles our strategy and where we're going next, what things as he goes through your sessions, what things we have to go back into the product based on listening to clients and actually listen to the industry. So maybe spend some time with Teresa. Good.
Thanks, Brad. And I look forward to meeting some of you out there as well. So the question I have was, what year was Brandworkz founded in? Is it A, 2015, B, 2007, C, 2000, or D, 1997?
2007.
No. There was a clue in the presentation. Yeah, let's see. Yeah, that's correct. Yeah.
1997 is correct.
1997.
Right here in the white.
Just there in the white.
Yeah. Source. All right, couple of things. I'm going to, first off, help me thank my team for all they do. Right. Last but not least, everybody received a book. Fill it up, right? Go old school. Grab a pen, a pencil. Take notes throughout this process over the next couple of days. This is a nice little summary. And then finally, on your badge, all you have to do is take out your camera and take a picture of somebody's QR code, and your email will automatically go into your system. So literally just take advantage of these cards, of these digital cards, and get that information in your system. I promise you we have yours. So it's only fair if you come by and get ours. So sincerely appreciate you guys being here. I want to thank you for your attention for all 3 presentations. And to Maddie, thank you for chairing. Please do go into the exhibit hall, spend time with your colleagues, your peers, and with the providers so you can get a better sense of what's going on in the dam industry. Have a great show, and thank you again for coming.